Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I'm so sorry it's been a minute since I made a video, but I wanted to come in and show y'all the Polygel application. Now I know y'all are used to me doing some press-on nails or whatever, but I wanted to also keep my skills up with the Polygel application process. So you see all the damage, or it's pretty much new growth that took place on my nails. So I said, what a opportunity that I have to come in and share with y'all how to apply a fill-in using Polygel. So that's what we're doing today on this video. And I want to leave this video in real time for those who are like me, DIYs, beginner nail techs or whatever, just to show that you take your time. This is a process, this is a learning process, and it is achievable. So in this video, we are right now I'm shaping up my nails, because like I think this set I had on, I think for about 4 weeks. It's about a month long. That's why I have so much new growth. And I cut the dead skin off. I cut the lifting off, and so we're going to fill the rest with some Polygel. So let's begin. I'm starting off with, now this is a 240, I believe. No, this is a 180 filing. And y'all, I'm working on my I'm using my non-dominant hand. So I am a right-hander. So this file drill is at the lowest, and I'm going slow, as you can see, because I am not good with working on my left hand, using my left hand to work on my right hand. So throughout this video, you're gonna see me, I'm taking my time, I'm going slow to try to, so I won't hurt myself using my non-dominant hand. So y'all, let's watch this Polygel application, and I will come back when needed. All right, so as always, a good application, a good retention is always in the nail prep. So I start back by pushing the skin, pushing the cuticles back, trying to get that dead protein. I'm gonna get that dead protein off the cuticle areas because that will cause your nails to lift. And I'm just going with the nail prep process. Pushing it back, I'm gonna get rid of that dead skin. I am going to dehydrate using Young Nail Swipe, and then I'm gonna go in with some primer before we begin the process. In this part, I did speed it up just a little bit because I'm using a fine grit to remove that protein off the cuticle area. I think that does a great job of removing it once you have, pushed the cuticles back and revealed that protein area. So I did speed it up because every nail is going to get the same process. And then we're going to move on to the dehydration process. Now I am applying the primer. This primer is by Model Wands. Now they say I only have to apply to the nail beds, the natural nails. I don't have to apply to any of the extension part. I'm not really sure what's the truth behind that, but I did apply to the entire nail from all the way to the free edge. And then we're going to go in with our base coat. Now I did go in with one layer of the protein bond from Young Nails because I love that stuff. That is some good bonding for any type of application you may use. Acrylic, polygel, hybrid gel, you name it, gel extensions, builder gels. That protein bond is life. All right, so I'm using alcohol as my slip solution. I'm using the number 16 brush. I got that brush from my local nail supply, and this is the hybrid gel or polygel that I'm using for the fill-in. So here's the base gel that we're going to apply to all the nails. We're going to fully cure that for 60 seconds, and then we're going to start the application process. All right, so now the moment of truth. This is how it is such a pretty neutral color, this polygel is or hybrid gel is, but I do 2 nails at a time. I'm taking a small bead because these are fill-ins, all right? So we're only filling in the back cuticle area, and I'm only using small beads, and you can see I am doing the cuticle area first. I'm securing that cuticle area. You see me at an angle because I want to pretty much seal that cuticle in with that gel, the polygel process, and then I am going to stretch the rest out. I'm lightly buffing it. I'm not doing this too harsh. I'm taking my time, making sure I seal that cuticle in, because the better your application, the less you have to file. All right, so that's the whole key, is we don't want to have to file so much. Now we're going to file anyway, but we don't want to have to file as much. And as soon as you see, I am wiping the sides, making sure that is clean, making sure I have a clean process, a clean application. And then I'm going to do this to the entire nails. All right. Now, one thing I do love about polygel, hybrid gel, or whatever, you can take your time and perfect it. It doesn't harden until it goes under the light. Now, that's one thing I do love about this extension, about this hybrid gel, polygel application. So you see, I have that apex nice. I'm keeping it thin, and I'm thinning out that free edge as well. So we're just going to continue on all the nails, and then we're going to come back when it's time to shape and file. Now y'all see how I am tucking it in around that cuticle area. I'm trying to keep it as thin as possible, full coverage, but tucking it in or sealing that cuticle to make sure I have a smooth process. And then I'm smoothing the rest. And you'll see and you'll notice that I put those beads right at the apex area because that is my strongest. That's what I want my strongest point to be. And then I'm thinning out the rest of the nail. So the apex is going to be the strongest, or the thickest rather. And then the cuticle and the free edge are going to be my thinnest. Now on these two nails, I put just a little bit too much polygel on this nail, but you're going to see I'm not going to waste it. I'm not putting it back in the bottle. I'm just going to take whatever excess and put it on my thumb for that one. All right, so that's just a little quick tip for you. Don't put it on your paper towel. If you can reuse it or still use that product, please do. We're not wasting any product over here at Nails by KJ. We are using it as much as possible. Just don't forget that it's on your thumb. Don't put it in the light because it's going to harden up. So make sure you get that thumb taken care of before you put it in the light. All right, so you see the excess right there? I am putting it on my thumb. All right. And here you see me perfecting that thumb with the excess, and I'm also go in, add some more to that cuticle area to make that as pretty as well. And then it's all going to get cured. Now it's up to you. You can cure each nail at a time. You can do the whole hand at a time. It just depends on what your process is and what you feel most comfortable with. All right, so after we have cured it, so I've done all the nails right here, I'm going in with some alcohol, getting that sticky layer off, that inhibition layer off before we file. And y'all remember, this is a polygel, so this is a gel product. So you don't have to go with the harshest grit when filing these nails. So that's why I'm using a 180 grit and not an 80. And some even can use a 240. 240 is too smooth for me. I like that 180. And I pretty much like to shape it with the file instead of using an E-file. But the option is totally up to you. So I'm gonna use the 180 side to file these nails into shape. And y'all remember, I'm using my non-dominant hand. So I'm using my left hand to file my right hand. And you'll see, for the most part, that file pretty much stays stationary. And I use my right hand to actually do the work. So I alternate back and forth. Sometimes the file, you'll see the file moving, but for the most part, my hands are doing all of the work. You see how the file is staying still and I'm just moving my hands because of my, my right hand. I'm using my non-dominant hand on this one. Now, using a file versus an E-file, that's totally up to you. That is totally optional. I chose to stick with the 180 grit file that I was using because I was using my non-dominant hand on this video. So it worked out best, and I continue to file once the video stopped. But I can't wait for y'all to see how these nails turned out. Stay tuned for the next video with the nail art portion. But this video was solely dedicated to the application process. And y'all make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, bye.